How's it going, y'all? We know last week was a little bit rough, and as a gesture of our appreciation for you sticking with us through thick and thin, I'm going to give you a money-making tip right here at the beginning of the show. We have the DRAFTKINGS offering first Rainmaker Millionaire contest. All you have to do is get you one of these Christmas packs, pick the correct lineup, and the top dog, the top one out of the heap, gets $1 million. Now do with that what you will. That's your money-making advice for the week. Don't say I never gave you anything, and Merry Early Christmas.
All right, man. Hey, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Guys, I want to give a true disclaimer here. Obviously, we do this for entertainment purposes only, but let's really just get into the meat and potatoes, all right? We are on Wednesday night. Tomorrow is the first game of the week for week 11. You got Tennessee at Green Bay. And here's the deal, right? So we're giving you what we're thinking right now based off lines, which are, betting lines, whatever you want to call it, all right?
They move.
That's exactly what they are, all right? And you basically base off that to determine which way it's going to go, which way it should go, and just in general the flow, okay? Now, with that being said, you also look because, well, if the line is skewed, then that player that you believe is going to be the top dog of that line could be the breakout, right? So you have to think about things like this when you're putting in your lineup. So, again, let's talk about it. We're on Wednesday. Practices still happen Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and sometimes even Saturday, right? All of that transpires, and then you have Sunday, where most of the games are. A lot can happen between Wednesday night and Sunday. So I just want to say that to be, completely clear and transparent. When I wake up Sunday morning, I'm on my phone, I'm on my laptop, I'm on, just like you guys, I'm on ESPN, I'm on RotoWire, I'm on Action Network, I'm on NFL Network. I'm all over the place looking at what I'm going to do with how I'm going to do as I make my decision to do said thing. Okay? So, just like you guys, we do the exact same thing. In this particular case, we just bring it to you up front now so you can get opinions, thoughts, something that maybe can just click and be like, God, I need that guy, right? And here's the reason why maybe you need that guy. That's what we do. So, with that being said, definitely want to go ahead and get into week 11, all right? And we're going to start off a little differently here. So I actually subscribe to Action Network. Been doing this for many years, all right? I do recommend it. It has helped me literally create some extra income. We'll just say it. So with that being said, you have the Titans at the Packers. Now, when I look at this game, I look at number one. Okay, so it's at Lambeau Field. It's Thursday night football. Typically, Thursday night football has went under. We know that because it's been a whole bunch of stinkers, right? Now, with that being said, Packers scored a lot of points last week, literally on Sunday, right? And Watson scored 3 of those touchdowns. This man came out of nowhere and said, hey, I'm a rookie, but Aaron Rodgers, I may be, and I'm not saying he is, I may be the replacement for Devontae Adams. So, with that being said, man scores 3 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers looks like he's the quarterback that we've always known him to be. And now they come against the Titans. And mind you, let's talk about this. The Titans, if you're a football fan, recognize that they, even though the numbers don't show it, and it's not in the win-loss column correctly, they beat the Kansas City Chiefs. I know they did not, but if you watched the game, you all saw at the very end that holding call in the end zone, which wasn't called, for that 2-point conversion that they had 4 times to get. Let's just be completely transparent. The Titans won that game. However, there was a structure in place, what we're talking about now, which based it where the Titans had to lose that game. Now, when we look at the lines as of Wednesday night, 9:49 Eastern, there are a total of almost 20,000 bets placed. Okay? And again, we're looking at this different because this is something we haven't talked about before. But it does make sense and it does matter. If you look at this, 98% of the money is on the under. 98%. Meaning because it's Thursday night football and people only know what they know, they don't actually look at the data. They don't look at the people playing. They just go off, oh, it's Thursday night football. It's going to go under. I'm going to tell you right now, the 41 or whatever, it's going to go over that. In fact, it probably can go way over. Because here's the deal. You have King Henry coming to town. And let me tell you, I'm a Malik Willis fan. I don't believe that he's going to do what he will do this year because Ryan Tannehill is the quarterback. And honestly, at this moment, he is the better quarterback. Okay? He can pass and he can also run a little bit. But he is the better quarterback and he does have weapons out there. And you have Derrick Henry that's not going to have the box stack against them. So, with that being said, I believe it's going to be a high-scoring game. I also believe that looking at the lines, Titans are going to walk away with the win. That's the way I see it. So, I take that information, and this is where I go to my lineup that I'm going to do for the week, right? So you can have only one superstar. All right. So in this case, if I believe right, exactly. Who's it going to be, Tom?
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry.
And
no doubt.
I like Derrick Henry because he had a stinker last week too. I think he got like 53 yards. He didn't play a huge part. I think he's going to get about 20 carries, around 100 yards, and at least one touchdown.
At least, right? So, you go with that. We're going to go with Derrick. So, again, this is going to be for your lineup for Thursday night, Tennessee at Green Bay. I'm going with Henry, King Henry, as my captain. No doubt, lock him in. Okay. Yeah, he had 19 carries for 53 yards last week. That is as close to a clunker as you'll get, and it's time for him to break these chains. Now, here's the deal. Here's where it's like, well, if Henry's going to be for the Titans, we got to have somebody for Green Bay as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Titans have a terrible DB situation.
Mm-hmm.
So, Aaron Rodgers does ball out.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to put him in there. Now, here's the deal. Last week, 2 weeks ago, Aaron Rodgers was a superstar. You couldn't put him in the same lineup as Derrick Henry. Guess what? It all changed October 31st. So now you can. I'm going to put him in there because he will ball out. Remember, I said the game's going to go over. Okay? Titans are going to win it probably by 4, right? Or a field goal or 6. It's going to be close, all right? Because it's going to be a game you're going to watch. Again, because it's Amazon. They just bought Thursday Night Football. They want people to watch, okay? And it's going to be a good game, so I'm going to be watching. So you have Henry, Rodgers. Rodgers' new weapon, Watson.
From NDSU. Yeah.
This guy right here, Christian Watson. I went ahead and picked up. He's going to do what he's supposed to do against that terrible Tennessee defense. So I'm going Rodgers with Watson. Also, I'm going to go with Lazard because he's healthy. So for the captain, my lineup, and I'm not changing this. My lineup is Derrick Henry in the captain, Aaron Rodgers, Christian Watson, Alan Lazard. That's my flow. I'm doing this because I think the game script calls for it. High scoring game, Titans win. Rodgers is going to have to ball out to catch up, to keep up. And it's at Lambeau. He's going to want to show, just like he did last week. Titans are going to ball out. Henry's going to be the main star of that because it's just what happens, okay? And Tannehill, like, he's going to be involved, but I believe Green Bay is going to be playing catch-up. They're going to have to throw that ball. What's your line, Tom?
So I've got Henry and Lazard in as well, but I skipped Christian Watson because I think this week, I'm not saying he's a one-hit wonder. I'm saying he's going to have a crazy week and then a crazy quiet week, and then he'll come back up again maybe the week after that. But the cynic in me says that everything I know pretty much is going to be wrong, except, for Derrick Henry as a constant. And so let's say that going off of last week's data, I say, okay, well, whatever. Derrick Henry had a clunker, so then he's due for a good game. Derrick Henry is going to do Derrick Henry things. 99 times out of 100, you can depend on him to do what he's supposed to do. 2, Alan Lazard was quiet last week. Put him in. He's going to have a bounce back week, right? So that's me going against the grain on 1. My next going against the grain is that Westbrook Ikine, if that's how you say it, he balled out for the Tennessee Titans last week. So he's not going to do it again. Let's just take him and wad him into a little paper ball and just toss him over my shoulder and into the wastebasket. Kobe. And I am going to grab a young guy by the name of Treylon Burks, who was Tennessee's first round pick out of Arkansas. He's a wide receiver. He just came back off an injury, and he's been teasing a breakout performance. And then my 4th pick, who I'm digging way down in the bin for this one. I don't even think he has a touchdown this year, and it's going to be one of those Thursday nights aren't clunkers anymore, or at least not this week. Thursday nights aren't clunkers, and a guy who has not been targeted a lot. He was targeted a lot against the Jets. He is suddenly and without warning going to be targeted a lot again. And that man is a tight end. And his name is Robert Tonyan.
Oh.
I'm not saying he's going to go October 5th, 2020 nuclear with 6 catches, 98 yards, 3 touchdowns like he did against the Falcons. But what I am saying is maybe, just maybe, he will have his first career 2-touchdown performance.
Okay.
That's who I got.
Right.
Derrick Henry, Alan Lazard, Robert Tonyan, Treylon Burks.
That was unexpected.
That's my knuckleball for the week.
Treylon Burks. Okay. Well, after hearing that, I went ahead and picked him up because he was relatively cheap, probably cheaper than what he should have been.
And he is a value pick like a mother.
Really? All right.
I mean, what are you going to get? $2, $4 for a double-digit Genesis?
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's the way to go. So that's exactly what we did. All right. So we're going to go ahead and submit that lineup. Lock that in. So that is going to be for Thursday night's game. Now, let's go for the main slate. And we got some interesting options here because there are a lot of wide receivers unexpectedly that may not play. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's get in here. And this I love these slates because it reminds me of DFS, right? It reminds me of DFS. and you really get to just get in there and put your lineup to test, and let us, go win this $2,000. Like 2K is 2K, man. So, all right, let's build this together. We have quite a few cards to choose from. We have quite a few players. Who do you like for your quarterback and why?
I am choosing mine at the exact same time that you're going to be choosing yours, and I'm going to go with Justin Fields again because I picked him up in my other league. So for those of you who didn't hear last show, I had Joe Burrow, who's on a week 10 bye, and just to make sure I had a quarterback like an ace in the hole, I picked Justin Fields up a week early. And the closer the week 9 matchup drew, the more I thought, you know what? What if I just put this Justin Fields kid in and just bench Joe Burrow when he's got a game? And granted, Jamar Chase being out may have played a role in my decision. But long story short, I put Fields in week 9. He broke 40 in that league. I put Fields in last week when Burrow did have a bye. He broke 40 again. So right now, he's the number 1 player in the league last Sunday. I'm just going to ride the hot hand. So I will go Justin Fields.
Love it. Love it. Okay. So for mine, I'm actually going to go with Joe Burrow, man. We know Pittsburgh's defense is absolutely terrible. And you have a quarterback that if you can't rush him, and they can't, he is going to go nuclear. So I'm going to go with Joe Burrow here myself. I believe that they're going to wipe the floor with Pittsburgh. And I know it's a division game, and I hear it, and I got it, and the whole, it's at Pittsburgh, and I haven't looked at the spread. In fact, hell, let's look at the spread right now. Let's see what we're looking like. Let's see what the world thinks. So right now we have Steelers. 94% of the money is on the +4. And Steelers, 94% of the money is on them to win it at +175. Disgusting. Don't like that at all. Bengals sweep the floor with them. Wrap it up. I don't even know how that... something's skewed here. That also, just doesn't seem right at all.
Minkah Fitzpatrick is out. I think TJ Watt might be back, but Cincinnati's got a real defense, and Pittsburgh has a young fledgling offense. Kenny Pickett's he's going to be good someday, but right now he's still having some growing pains.
Yep.
And Jonathan Taylor not being a superstar, Jesus.
It's wild, right?
I got wild. Justin Fields and Jonathan Taylor. Those are the first 2 I'm going to pick. Even though he's playing against Philly, yeah. Jonathan Taylor's Jonathan Taylor. I just think he's going to have a good day. Got
it. So let's look at it, man, because I've been, kind of thinking about it, which way I want to go with my, I already got my superstar, Joe Burrow, so I can't do another superstar, right? Because you can only have one. So that does limit it a little bit. So you have to really kind of get in here and see what's going to make the most sense. And, I think I got to go. I'm thinking Stevenson. So I know, the Jets defense, but here's the deal. Like, Stevenson he catches very well. So he's a great receiver, and he's going to have the ball, right? So I'm going to go with Stevenson here. Who's your other running back?
So this is tentative. I was thinking about Ramondre Stevenson. I was also thinking about Chubb or Mixon, maybe Kamara. But if this guy is healthy, and that's a big if, and if he can stay healthy throughout the entire game, another big if. Do you know where I'm going with this? Do you know whose name I'm about to say?
Are you talking about Cook?
No.
Or Swift?
Gus Bus Edwards. For the Baltimore Ravens against the Carolina Panthers. The Ravens are favored by 12. You can't even pick a money line on them. because they're supposed to blow the doors off and this is one of those games where it's not going to be a surprise. It's in like the 12 o'clock slot for those of y'all in the central time zone. It's the thing that's supposed to happen is I think the thing that's going to happen. I think it's going to be a very ugly game. It'd probably be a 10 or 14 point game. And the Ravens should salt it away. And Gus Edwards could average anywhere from 6 to 10 yards a carry, and it's just going to be a bloodbath.
Sure, absolutely. Well, we saw what Mixon did to Carolina, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that, but yeah,
that's exactly right. Okay. Well, I do like that.
Wide receiver.
Trying to think who I want to do here. The Eagles were exposed with running backs last week. Just on Monday night.
Because Gibson and Robinson both had
all over. So at home, knowing that they're basically it's Matt Ryan, right? But Jonathan Taylor is healthy again, clearly. Had a good week last week and should continue to be good. So I think Taylor has a great week this week because I don't know. And here's the deal. Eagles are playing on a short week because they played on Monday Night Football. So, and that defense was out there basically 85% of the game or something. Like, they're tired, right?
Yep.
And then so they're tired. Then they had to travel. They're playing early on Sunday. I don't know. That could be interesting. So I could see Taylor actually having a really good game against that tired defense. Like, I know, I get it. They'll be rested. Here's the deal, man. Your bones and muscles and all that stuff still has to like relax and recover, right? Taylor is fully healthy and he runs over dudes. So I could absolutely see him going 100 plus yards, 2 touchdowns. I could see it. After seeing what happened Monday night, I have no reason to believe it couldn't happen. All right. Wide receiver.
So you've got Taylor in your second spot now. Okay. So I just scrolled across somebody. One guy I think will be very interesting because of his performance last week and an injury on his team. And another guy I think will be interesting because of a matchup. And I'm just taking a flyer and I like him and he's yet to do anything yet. But I will let you make your picks first.
Okay. So my thought for wide receiver, I think I'm going to go CeeDee Lamb here. They pulled him off of superstar status, and look what he did last week. Torched. 2 touchdowns, 149 yards, 11 receptions, something like that. CeeDee Lamb. For sure.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
And for my second one.
Nuts. Yep. Nuts last week.
Yep. For my second one, I think I'm going to have to go ahead and go to Higgins, man. It's time for him to have Chase is getting ready to come back. Time for him to have a breakout game. He needs it.
Wait, what? Oh,
Higgins.
Yeah. Boyd's coming back.
But he's coming back from injury. Right? I don't like receivers that come back from injuries. Seen it way too many times. It doesn't flex with me. I've never liked it. It never really works. Any wide receiver, running back, or tight end that comes back from an injury, it doesn't. Quarterbacks are completely different. But wide receiver, running back, tight end, that first week after when they're coming back, I never put them in. And so far it hasn't done me wrong. So, who do you like for your wide receivers?
Oh, I'm going to tell you the guy who's staring me at the face at the top of the stack is Stephon Diggs, and I'm not really too keen on him this week because there's going to be so much effing snow in that Buffalo game, and I don't really like. I know Buffalo, God forbid they develop a run game. I think they're going to try to pass anyway, but those types of inclement weather games do not bode well for a quarterback receiver combo. So right now I'm torn, and I'll tell you what, my first instinct, I looked at the matchup. Chase Claypool, I've been wanting him to go off so bad. I just don't think it's ever going to happen. This is where I start going off the rails and taking a flyer. I think I'm gonna click on Chase Claypool, and I'm going to scroll down, and I'm just going to be a good boy, and I'm going to click on Deebo Samuel. I'm going to go with a guy that makes more sense, right?
Sure,
and
absolutely.
My second choice, a guy who is starting to look like the highlight reel, as we call him here in Gainesville. Juju is out, and it is time for Kadarius Toney to do Kadarius Toney things.
Hey.
At the Chargers in SoFi Stadium. He's got a nice indoor track that he can, evade everyone on. And hopefully, did you see that game, that Jacksonville game, the Kansas City Jacksonville game? Did you see Kadarius Toney just catch it? He caught it on like an out, and then he starts running up the sideline. He has two guys hanging on him, and then he spins. They melt off of him, and he just runs for like another 12 yards.
Insane.
It's freakish. So I love this guy. It's another guy I'm praying like, stay healthy, please. Because he's electric. And on the Chiefs, he's perfect. He is the perfect guy. Like, oh, Tyreek's gone. We're gonna have to make do on the offense. And they just got Andy Reid just got like a new Lambo, or like it's not even a Lambo. It's like I don't even know what he is. He's he's part Lambo, part like all-terrain vehicle or something. Like part unicycle. It's just, you're like, what? But yeah, Kadarius Toney. I like Deebo and Kadarius Toney. So far I've got Justin Fields, Jonathan Taylor, Gus Edwards, Deebo Samuel, Kadarius Toney.
Love it.
Going into the tight end slot, who you got?
All day, man. Not even a question about it. Travis Kelce is going to do Travis Kelce things. I mean,
ooh, yeah.
I still can't understand how he's not a superstar. I'm not going to complain. I'm completely happy and satisfied that he's not. He's just going to do what he does, man. It doesn't matter what the opponent rank is. It doesn't matter if they're good against tight ends. None of that matters. Travis Kelce is going to get targeted 15 plus times. Just expect it. He's probably going to catch 11, 12 balls. Probably going to get a touchdown or two with over, probably about 100 yards or more. What more could you want out of a tight end? Like, if you don't have Travis Kelce, I mean, it's like, oh, that's Dennis, that's a no-brainer. Exactly, it's a no-brainer. Put him in. He's going to be thrown to the whole game. So, Juju's out. I do love, Kadarius Toney. Absolutely. All that makes sense, right? And the thing is when you throw it to Kelce a bunch, that's going to get people to double team Kelce. Tony's going to get open, and then vice versa. Then they're not going to go. They're not going to go know who to go to, and it's just going to be a bunch of those, a bunch of that. So I do like that. I like both of those picks. What do you like for your tight end?
They're both intermediate guys too. Toney, I don't think Tony's going to take the top off the defense, but you got Hardman's coming back for that, right? So I feel sorry for whoever plays Kansas City. And honestly, this year, frankly, the way things are going, I see a Kansas City Tampa Bay rematch in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Buffalo's just like falling apart. Anyway, so who do I like for tight end? I like Kelce too. I might get Kelsey and just put him in.
Just plug him in.
Just plug him in. Man,
Yep.
How about, could do Dalton Schultz against the Vikings. He's starting to feel it. I don't know. I can't trust Dallas tight ends week in and week out. I am going to have to ride another hot hand, and that is Cole Kmet of the Chicago Bears.
There you go. The field
With
Fields
him
to
and
Kmet
Fields
connection.
Yeah. If you've started them the last 2 weeks, they ain't done you wrong yet. So I'm just gonna put this thing on cruise control and see where it takes me.
Do we have another Mahomes Kelsey on our hands?
Oh, you could have another Cam Newton, Greg Olsen on our hands. He's bigger than Greg Olsen, though.
He's bigger than Greg Olsen, and
he's huge.
And he runs, and he just bowls people over like.
It's like Cam Newton and Gronk, or like,
man,
who's bigger than Gronk? Like, I don't know. Yeah,
Kittle.
Nah, I don't think so. Let me see.
It's like, God, let me put this in the old.
Cole Kmet is 6'6". George Kittle is 6'4". Gronk is 6'6". Okay. So we're talking about Gronk. Yeah. So it's Cam Newton to Gronk, essentially.
Gotcha. All right. So here's something we don't ever really talk about, but in this particular case, because it's the main slate, let's do it. Let's talk about our kicker. So, guys, pretty much with kickers, you got to play the game script. When you think about who you're going to put in here in your kicker, you got to think about, number one, can they even get down the field to kick? Like, can they actually get to the end zone, right? Have they shown that they can get to the end zone? All signs point to Will Lutz because it's in New Orleans. But here's the deal, man. New Orleans can't even get the ball down the field. They just can't. So I don't see myself putting Will Lutz in here. San Francisco, for whatever reason, had problems last week. Could very well be Vegas, okay, but had problems last week with getting into the end zone like they just did. So against Arizona, I could see Robbie Gould having a good game. I could also see Matt Gay against New Orleans because, again, the Rams, you know what? Actually, I might go Matt Gay because here's the answer. New Orleans, they're just not good this year. LA, they don't really score a lot of touchdowns, but guess what? They get down the field. So they can't really put it into the end zone the way you think they should, so they kick field goals. This tells me Matt Gay is probably going to get, 15, let's say 2 touchdowns, so 1, 2, and then probably about 17 points, which is good for a kicker. So I'm going to go with Matt Gay here.
I'm going to take a closer look at this for a second. I got to redo some stuff here real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what happened. I know some of y'all have been building your lineups and you go to get a player card and it clears your whole lineup. So that is what happened to me.
Oh, your stuff just said...
Nope. Yeah.
It said nope.
I found a number 1. Who did I get? Debo. Get over here. Where'd he go? I also like, who's this guy? Alec Pierce. I like him too as a wide, just for the record, especially with Matt Ryan back in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think he's one of those guys that's just not going to go away. Ooh. Yeah, here we go. All right, Cole Kmet. Guess what I found? And I don't want to Addition low. Buy. Confirm. I just bought a number 1 for $9.99.
Let's go.
Let's
go.
I don't
That's
know
gonna
if that
pay
will ever
dividends.
happen again.
That's going to pay dividends. Nice work.
There.
Very good.
That's probably the only one I'll have to buy for this. Okay, so kicker. Oh boy, I've got Justin Tucker just staring me in the face. I don't know how much he's going to do though, because I see Baltimore being in the end zone quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
This Washington, Houston, I like that for field goals. Looks like a snooze fest. Matt Prater.
Looks like a snooze fest.
Matt Prater, he's a Cardinal, and he's playing against the. He's got a Q though. I don't want a kicker with a Q. For now, tentatively, until I take a look and evaluate the market, I'm going to go with Kaimi. I'm going to go with Kaimi Fairbairn.
There you go. Because you got Pierce who's going to get the ball down the field, but they just can't score touchdowns. Mm-hmm. So now you have the kicker who will kick it through and score that 3 points every time.
Right. Now we have to choose a defensive player.
Mm-hmm.
And
you ready?
Boy, yep. I've got a Patriot and a Jet staring me in the face right at the beginning here.
I'm going to go ahead and take my injury reserve player here because he's number 25, right?
Ooh.
What's his name? Marcus Williams on Baltimore. Because here's the deal. Carolina's going to get torched. I don't care what the lines say. Bro. Carolina's going to get torched. Lamar Jackson's going to eat all day long. So I'm telling you right now, I'm taking Baltimore's defense.
I got something for you. Before you started saying that, I scrolled down to like maybe the third guy on my list, and it's a number 2 card, a Genesis. And he was a Bear earlier in the season, and now he's a Raven. And what you were saying, what you were saying was, I was like, yep, I'm right there with you. And so I'm not even going to, it's a show where we have 2 people both saying their opinions. We're kind of supposed to differ on a lot of things, but this is one of those things this week. I don't think we can even afford to differ on this. I'm going with Roquan Smith, and I think it's going to get ugly.
Yep. I like it a lot. All right, so now we have a flex player. So obviously we have a combination. We have some options here. Who do we like? Who could, really just go off and have that type of game?
Fun fact for you. I have yet to use a superstar.
Oh, well, it's time to go ahead and put him on the board.
Maybe. I got Chubb. Phrasing. And that might be the only superstar. Because I can't put Burrow in there.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Okay, well, I don't know. Who you got, Dennis? What are you thinking?
Man, honestly, this is, flexes are always kind of interesting because, you have so many people to choose from, and sometimes it's just kind of a plug and play, right?
Mm-hmm.
And hell, you could even put a defense in there if you wanted to. Put another Baltimore Raven.
Hey, you know what?
It's really not a bad idea.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Right. Man, honestly, I'm going to put Diggs, man, because Diggs is Diggs. He's going to get his receptions. You can count on him. For whatever reason, he's not a superstar. Don't understand that, but we're going to go ahead and just put him in there. He never fails me. He never just, does terrible. And, if he picks me up 20 points, I'm happy with him as a flex. So that's what I'm going to go with.
I'm trying to look at the whole list. Where is the San Francisco? Oh, that's what I did. Okay. I'm trying to look at the San Francisco defense.
Against Kyler Murray?
Yeah. Because, I mean, they're not like... There we go. So last time...
It's in Mexico City, too.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. Those are always
Is Bosa healthy?
He may be. He may be.
Last time they played Arizona... Oh, they haven't. This is the first time.
First time this year.
But, I mean, come on. When has San Francisco not had Arizona's number?
Oh, no. San Francisco beats Arizona all the time. Consistently. Yep, consistently. So, let's go to... You pull out up history?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they do not make this easy.
What'd you go into Stat Muse?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. That's good. It's a good resource. And we're dropping all types of resources on this podcast today, aren't we?
Yeah, we are actually.
What we said? Action Network, RotoWire, StatMuse. Man, all good stuff.
Here we go. Okay, 2021. Oh, come on. Give me the schedule. Here we go. See schedule. Lord. Arizona. Oh, Arizona got him. Oh, twice. Oh, my God.
What, last year?
Yeah. But what happened last year?
Early. Must have played him early.
They caught him on week 5 and week 8.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's when the Cardinals were unstoppable. And then they just went down.
Oh, the wheels fell off. Yeah.
It was just it was crazy. You never seen it. I'm trying to remember of a time that I saw something like that. It was ridiculous. So who's going to be your flex player?
My flex player here, I'm just going to quit messing around with this thing. I'm going to scroll to the bottom and I'm going to close my eyes and... Ooh, maybe. I am entertaining DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
Or Tyler Boyd.
You can't beat that. Yeah. Definitely.
Wait, Boyd coming off? Yeah. I'll go with your rationale on this one. I tell you what. I don't know. Here's a curveball. What if I put Kenyon Drake and Gus Edwards in against the Panthers?
Hey, that's a curveball. Sure. Absolutely.
I mean, I could go Palmer against Kansas City, who has not done well against the pass.
Right.
Kansas City, I think their strategy is basically to say, go ahead, but you're not going to run against us. You know, you're not going to let Mahomes get cold over there. Man. I mean, Josh Palmer. So wait, Mike Williams and Keenan Allen are still out, right? As of this moment, again, guys, it's Thursday, early days here. I think I'm going to stick Palmer in there.
There you go.
I'm going to do it. All right, submit lineup. Before I do that though, I've got Justin Fields, Jonathan Taylor, Gus Edwards, Deebo Samuel. 4. Kadarius Toney, Cole Kmet, Kaimi Fairbairn, Roquan Smith, and Joshua Palmer. And that is my deep roster.
There you go.
Thursday through Monday.
All right. So now we're going to go to the Sunday night games. Or Sunday games. It's been a long day, guys. So,
Yep.
Sunday night game. All right. So, Herbert at home against Kansas City. And if I remember right, isn't this the game when he played on Thursday night when he got injured? Pretty sure that's right. Right?
With the rib thing?
Yeah.
I
I think that's right. Pretty sure that's accurate.
think so.
Yeah. It was like week 2 or something like that. Yeah. Week 2. Yeah, that's right. And it was at the very end of the game. Here's the deal.
Right.
He wants revenge. They honestly should have won that game. I mean, obviously they didn't, but they should have won the game. So here's what's going to happen. Herbert's going to go off. So I'm going to put him as my captain. Eckler traditionally doesn't do good against Kansas City, and that's probably going to, stay the same. Obviously, he's going to be involved because he's a big piece, but I think this is Herbert's game. Kelsey had a terrible run-in last week, or last time they played the Chargers. Only 7 targets, 5 receptions. So, which, I mean, you think, oh man, for a tight end, that's good. Yeah, but that's not Kelsey. Typically, Kelsey torches the Chargers. I believe that's Sunday Night Football. It just tells me it's going to be right. So I like Herbert in the captain, but I also got to take Kelsey. I think that he has a great game. What do you like for your captain in this game?
I am still finding the matchup. I was looking at Herbert's stats, so just give me an extra couple minutes here.
Gotcha. So, Williams, questionable. Is he going to play? Man, I don't know. If he plays, I know he's coming back from an injury, and I just said that I don't start wide receivers on injury. But Williams is Williams. I don't know. I like Joshua Palmer in this game. I think Herbert is going to have to throw to him a lot, especially Everett being questionable. Anytime you have a tight end that's questionable, you pretty much expect that he's not going to play. So, or I'm sorry, he'll play, but he'll probably be a decoy. So I'm going to go ahead and put Palmer out there. I'll go ahead and plug him in. And then for my fourth, so Herbert's the superstar, so I can't use Mahomes. I'm going to go ahead and put your guy, Tony. I think I like it. I think that he winds up being something, and I think that he's a great, somebody great to actually put in this lineup with him. So, well, I don't know. I might put him in another lineup. I need somebody. God, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Justin Herbert still a superstar.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. Tony.
Oh yeah, I just put Herbert in the captain too, so that's what's going to happen on mine.
I'll put Tony. I'm gonna put Tony in there. That's what I'm gonna go with.
You and I might have. You know what? I'll tell you what. DraftKings Rainmakers, if you're listening, do we have a Isaiah Pacheco?
Absolutely, he's in there.
Oh, there we go. He went. What did he do last week? He got about 100, right? 1682. Okay, he had a healthy side. No touchdowns. Ooh. Do we have another Kamara situation on our hands?
He only has 1 touchdown for the whole season.
Yeah, but he's been
279 yards.
Right, he's been having
a starter.
He's had let's call it a sizable uptick in snaps, carries, duties, responsibilities, whatever you want to call it. And he's not at Kamara level yet, where he has like multiple 20 carry 100+ yard games with 0 touchdowns. But if he doesn't get a touchdown this week, then that cork's going to pop. But no, I think, you know what? Andy Reid's a weird guy in a good way. Okay. I think they're going to line this kid up in the slot. I can't even see his, receiving 3 targets, 13 yards. Can he catch?
I'm not sure.
I'm going to say some weird stuff happens in this game. It's a primetime game. Kelsey's going to go off. I like Kelsey as well. Not a superstar. Okay. But I ain't going to argue with y'all, okay? I'm going to put him in that lineup with Justin Herbert because otherwise I couldn't. I like Kelsey. Man, Joshua Palmer's just screaming at me.
Yeah, he is. Yep.
Parham's on IR. Everett's a Q.
Carter's a Q.
Carter's a Q.
And he got a touchdown last week, right?
Allen and Mike Williams are out.
Time for Palmer to get a touchdown. Right?
It
just makes sense.
Come on. So Pacheco, Palmer, Kelsey, Herbert and the captain, and then Kelsey, Palmer, Pacheco.
Got it. I love it.
If I had another slot, I'd put Tony in there, but I think Pacheco will have a bigger game than Tony.
Sure. That's fair.
And I think Palmer will have a bigger game than both of those dudes. And
Absolutely.
I think Kelsey, bigness of game, I think Herbert, Kelsey, Palmer, Pacheco, Tony. If I had to rank them like that.
There you go. All right. And we have the final game Monday night. San Francisco versus Arizona in Mexico City, Mexico.
Have you looked at the Pachecos, by the way? It's number 1 for $99, a number 1 for $499, and then a number 38 for $8.
Crazy.
Whoever's selling the one for $500, have a seat, sir. You need to calm down. You need to have several seats.
Sir, it's not going to happen, sir. All right. Monday night, San Francisco against Arizona. Let's see how the structure now. Obviously, there's not going to be a lot of numbers here. So let's see. So right now, it's Niners -8. Boy, they really like that -8 line, don't they? They just think that they're just going to beat them by 8 points. We clearly know that did not happen on Sunday Night Football just a few days ago. They won by 6. That game was twisted all types of ways. Well, we got a 60-40 and a 65-35. So guess what? We have no clue. You can't go off any of those numbers. So now you have to go off history, how things work, feelings, gut, who's playing. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's no doubt in my mind. Christian McCaffrey, starter, and putting him right up there in the captain spot, period. Because they just seem to find him to get the ball because he is C-Mac. Makes sense to me. I don't see it going any other way. And also, and you actually have this guy. And I remember when you actually opened the pack and you were like, wonder how he's going to do.
Oh,
Elijah
Eli.
Mitchell.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely. This guy right here, 100%. Put him in there. Because here's the deal. It is both of them sharing the rock right now. C-Mac's getting most of it, but Elijah Mitchell is also running when they need him to run. C-Mac can get those goal line carries, and he gets the dump offs, and sometimes little of the runs. Elijah Mitchell is the guy who's going to get you between the 20s,
Mm-hmm.
and they run with him a lot to get that 7-8 yards because he actually is a great running back. People forgot that he was a starter at the beginning of the season. He is not a backup, ladies and gentlemen. Just letting you know, like, he is a starter. Even though C-Mac is the starter, Elijah Mitchell is the starter, and he will get carries.
Yeah, here's another thing about San Francisco too. They are not good. So you look at C-Mac's role in Carolina and look at C-Mac's role in San Francisco. Carolina said we ask C-Mac to be our Jonathan Taylor, our Nick Chubb, and he's not that guy. San Francisco says we're going to plug C-Mac in as a chess piece. And so he's going to have a limited but incredibly meaningful role in that offense. And Elijah Mitchell is going to be sort of the thunder to that lightning.
Bang. Exactly.
It's going to be like a Julio Jones. No, God, what was his name? Julius Jones, Marion Barber situation for y'all. Cowboys fans who are deep.
There you go. There you go. Marion the Barbarian. I remember that.
Yeah.
All right.
Could be a work done Mike Allstott situation. Although Eli Mitchell is no Mike Allstott. But yeah. Little of this, little of that.
2002?
If that.
Something like
yeah,
that?
it was. That was, yeah. It was that year. Yep.
Yeah. I started getting into fantasy football in 2003, realizing what it was, and I was just like, okay, this is pretty cool. And then I remember I had the protege cards with Warwick Dunn on there. I still have it. It's stuck in one of those little boxes, forever hard plastics. So, all right, third slot. I'm gonna go ahead and put D Hop. Here's the reason why. Carter overall had a good game. He didn't, he got his touchdown, had a good game, got injured, would have done more, right? I believe Hopkins is going to just absolutely go nuts. He's going to want to go nuts. He's in Mexico. It's going to feel good. Just overall, I see it just, he's going to have a good game. So I do like Hopkins here. I think he gets targeted 10 to 15 times as usual. He'll probably get 1 to 2 touchdowns and probably, 75, 80 yards, something like that. So maybe even more. D-Hop, surefire, put him in there. And then for the other guy, for the last, man, I was thinking Murray, but here's the deal. Not too sure about Murray. I'm more of I think Kittle. It's time to get him going because once the Niners actually got him going around the third quarter or something, right? That's when things started twisting around and, they realized that, oh, wow, we do have another weapon out here. So I do like Kittle in this situation. I think that he's going to eat well. He's going to do very well, and he'll probably walk away with a touchdown. Probably not 2 touchdowns, but a touchdown and, 8 targets, something like that. He'll probably catch 5 to 6, 80 yards, something like that. And that's good enough for me for a slot. So I can depend on Kittle. Arizona, just in general, they don't do well against the tight end. I think that this is going to be a great slot for him.
I'm scrolling here, and I see Eno Benjamin. Are my eyes playing tricks on me, or did he get released and picked up by the Houston Texans like today or yesterday?
Well, in here I have him. You know what, man? You may be right. I mean, it shows Arizona to me, but I mean,
me too.
Let me look at something.
I saw it somewhere like 3 hours ago.
Let me see. Yep, he sure did.
Okay, so
he's Houston Texan.
Steer clear of him, guys. Rainmakers hadn't quite caught on to this one yet.
They ain't got it yet. That's right. So steer clear of him. Nice call.
Yeah, I'm gonna do McLeod the third. I don't know. I'm not going that crazy.
He's fast.
Who? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now Ayuk, he runs up and gets that ball.
Okay.
Boy, hey, he's something special. He is something special, man. But you know what? You also got Debo out there too. Man, the Niners look really scary this year, man. I'm not worried about their record. Bro, the record means nothing to me. It matters what happens in the playoffs, and they look like a very dangerous team in the playoffs. So, I don't know, man. They're scary as hell.
The Niners?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Once
gonna
they can
go,
figure out how to play together.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. They've just got a lot. They got a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Anybody got Kittle in?
Yeah, I got him right here.
Oh, you got it? Okay, right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with a weird one. So here's my... Take him out. Let's see. So I got D-Hop, Elijah Mitchell. Who's Ertz's backup?
Oh, what's that guy's name? Oh, I'll tell you. Troy. Ruled out for season.
Trey McBride? Yeah, Ertz is gone, man.
Yep. Jeez. That hurts, man.
So he's
a great player.
Yeah, I know. This is a standalone game. This guy has not dropped a pass all year.
Trey McBride?
That's 4. He caught 3 targets, 3 receptions, 24 yards in week 4 against guess who? The Carolina Panthers. And week 10, 1 for 1. This guy, I want to gamble on a weird tight end or, one of those weird guys that just like on a standalone game in Mexico City and somebody gets in the end zone, you're like, who? So right now I'm torn between this guy, literally only putting him in because Ertz is gone, and like Ross Dwelly and Kyle Juszczyk.
Definitely. Oh, absolutely. Yes.
One of those 3 guys.
He's his own player. He's his own guy. Like, there's nobody else like him in the National Football League.
Yeah.
And Ross Dwelly, great tight end. When whatchamacallit?
Kittle?
Yep. When Kittle was not playing, Dwelly's the dude. He's the guy. Period. So I could absolutely see one of them just bobbling into the end zone because it just happens. Juszczyk can either just run it or he can catch it and go in as the fullback.
Yeah, but he can vulture.
He plays this weird position. Like and here's the deal. Like, it's okay. Like, that's literally his spot, and he's in at certain packages. And I mean, man, he blocks. I mean, he does everything. He's literally his own player. Everybody needs a Juszczyk. Just period. So
he's about due. If you look at his stats, his rushing attempts, it's 0, 2, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. This is one of those ones where like you just have to be, you know what? He didn't even play against the Rams. And he didn't even play against the Chargers. Has he been hurt? Finger logged to full practice. So he's back.
Yep.
Dwelly.
But here's the deal. Do you want to put him... I'm not sure. Like, I could see that maybe in like a DFS lineup because it'll be like super cheap.
Right.
But would you want to use that as somebody that you know is going to get volume?
No.
That's the only thing.
He's like, so what we call him, I play Fantasy Premier League too with the all the English teams, Man U and Chelsea and Tottenham and all those. And we have what's called differentials every week. The scout puts out these things called differentials. And it's basically like, who are you going to grab that nobody's got and nobody in a million years would ever think would do anything? And if they get that touchdown, you've got those other 3 guys, and this person it's the Dallas Goedert in what week was that?
2 weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago. Dallas
Captain.
Goedert went
Crushed.
absolutely nuts for whatever reason, and he hasn't. Now he's gone, and he didn't really do anything before, but he just had that one game. I am tempted. I mean, Dwelly had one catch for 56 yards last week. I don't know, man. I'm the type of guy that I swing a lot and miss a lot, but every once in a while, that's all right. Let me just look at this thing with a fresh set of eyes. Okay, I got D Hop, Eli Mitchell. I'll go ahead and do C-Mac.
Can't go wrong with him, man. He's going to get you volume.
How's yeah. Hollywood's out. Rondale Moore.
Love that pick. I could absolutely see him go off.
That's me getting crazy, but not too crazy.
Sure. Yeah, I like it.
Because they've been working him in the past couple weeks too. Look at that, 13 targets.
Yep.
Last week.
Love
10
that
targets
pick.
the week before. Are you freaking kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
And he's due for a touchdown too. That's
Absolutely.
it, man. C-Mac,
Rondale Moore.
Eli Mitchell, D-Hop, Rondale Moore.
Boom.
Submitted.
So I will tell you this. Me and Tom were talking before we even got on here, and we're going to mention. I'm going to mention a value player who a lot of people are not even going to think about. And this is, you can think about like this for your DFS lineups. I think I'm gonna go ahead and plug and play in one of mine, but I will go ahead and put him in one of my five core lineups. Right, Zach Pascal. Here's the reason why. It's a revenge game. He's playing against his former team,
the Colts,
and Devontae Smith injured, probably going to play, but he may, and you also have AJ Brown injured, probably not going to play. So you're going to have you're going to need a wide receiver, right? Because Hurts needs to throw it to somebody. Hurts likes throwing it to Pascal, and he very well should. Pascal is a great wide receiver. Watkins is a great wide receiver. He fumbled the ball that game. He did. But Pascal, sorry guys, that it hurt. It just hit for a second. Zach Pascal is a great flyer this week, and he'll probably be cheap in DFS. So if you want to think about somebody who, a lot of people are not even going to think about, they're not going to even think twice about, and then he goes off for 2 touchdowns, 100 yards, and 10 receptions, not impossible to think it's going to be Pascal. Because if you have Smith hobbling, who might be just a decoy, A.J. Brown not playing, it's going to be him and Watkins out there. And Pascal's going to get that ball. He's going to get the rock. So I would definitely say that I'm going to probably put him in as my flex play in DFS. And I will put him into a core lineup with some other stars just to make sure that I have, a well-rounded of him, because I do believe that he's going to have one of those games where they're going to be like, how did I not have him in my lineup? Because people are not even going to think about it until they're like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. And then it's a revenge game. Love revenge games.
He's in Indy, too.
He's in Indy. What a time to do it. Yep.
Gonna go stand on the horseshoe after his touchdown or something.
Right. Exactly. So that's who I'm going to go with. Man, listen, we've been on here for about an hour, almost 10 minutes.
Hour 9, yep. If you listen this whole way, you got a lot of good nuggets. You got a lot of data. You got a lot, what we do, how we read lines, what we choose, why we choose. Just information that maybe you didn't even expect to even get today. So, you know what? We're going to call this episode, I call it just wild card data. Like, there's, if you listen to this one, you picked up some good information that you may not have had before.
and it could absolutely help you, not just this week, but going forward. So
that's it. We got some gems, just dropping them.
absolutely, just all over the place.
That's
Tom,
it.
you got
It's
anything
time.
to say?
Nope. Oh, that's about it. I think with the way the dollar's going, we're all looking for, maybe some of us are looking for gold or silver or precious metals or gemstones and things like that. So it's great to just drop a couple of diamonds just on the show today. Yeah,
absolutely.
Just give some value out, like some late Halloween candy. But
absolutely.
Man, other than that, I'm riding the Justin Fields Cole Kmet train. I'm riding this thing till the wheels fall off, man. So
perfect. I love
let's do it. And I want to see a nefarious Kadarius doing some nefarious things and
couple
slipping
touchdown
and
action.
sliding and spinning and juking and jiving. Yeah, I want to see
absolutely. He could do it. Well, guys, hope you enjoyed the show, and hope that just with our plug-in information and what we have, it helps you. Hope all of you make all the money that you possibly can make. And, it's not all about money. It's obviously money helps. But I hope you do have a good time doing it. We love doing what we do. And we appreciate all of our listeners. And, obviously you can always reach out to us. And, we're here. So
in the DMs, whatever.
Yeah.
In the YouTube
we're not hard to find. Dennis Kaczynski, Thomas Powers.
Yep.
Google, you'll find us. So
that's it.
That's it. All right, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and sign off. Week 11, Rainmakers Weekly. Y'all have a wonderful week. Enjoy the football games.